welcome to the Supplemental. It's Sunday. It's 10:30. It's the thing that we do. It's called the Supplemental. I cannot get the comments to come over. I don't know why. It's just another thing that frustrates me to no end. And back again. I can see the comments, but they will not. Oh. I spoke too soon. I got them to come over. All right, here we go. It is the Supplemental. My phone just farted. Sorry about that. This is the Supplemental. We do this every Sunday morning at 10:30. What do? Well, we go through your national days of the week. We have fun with that. We usually talk about some type of community service or comedy-related news, and then we finish it off with This Week in History, a trivia style. That's what we do. It's a fun way to start your Sunday. Our goal in the history trivia contest there is to go 7 for 7. There's only 7 questions, and they're not very difficult. We should be able to go 7 for 7. I just realized I'm focusing on you again, and I need to be focusing on you. You are primary camera. You are not. All right, let's start it off. I have to be very, very mindful. I have to be very, very mindful of how I do this, because I don't want this to be happening each time. So I look at it, and I come over here, I focus, I pause, and then we go from there. Because it's so much easier in the edit if there's a nice slow pause. Let's get started with your national days of the week. Starting tomorrow, the last day in March, it's National Clam on a Half Shell Day. Now, have I been eating clams wrong this entire time? Because I thought oysters on a half shell makes sense, but I don't feel like I have been eating clams on a half shell. I feel like that's not how I eat clams. Like I get a clam, a kotse, a vongole, a little or a big clam, right? And it's got a slit in it, and if it's open, you can eat it. And if it's not open, you shouldn't eat it, assuming it's been cooked. And you cook it, and in a little oil, little thing pops open, and it's good to eat. And there's no half shell involved. You open the whole shell, and you get in there, and, and that's how you eat a clam. Am I wrong? Are you crazy people out there eating clams on half shells and I don't know about it? Well, if you are, tomorrow is your day. It's National Clams on a Half Shell Day. And then it was April the 1st. Now, we all know what April the 1st is. April the 1st is our collective birthday, right? That is the birthday we all share, because we don't put our real birthday on the internet. We don't make it that easy for the hackers. We give them just a little bit of an obstacle, and we use April 1st as our birthday, not our real birthday, on the internets. So I will be celebrating my birthday along with all the Chief Petty Officers of the United States Navy. We'll be celebrating that birthday together, along with all the listeners over the years who decided to change their birthday to April the 1st. We shall celebrate it together. It is a great day for me. It was the day my wife took interest in me. She wasn't my wife at the time. How great would that be? Hello, Jessica. I see you. Oh, it's Jessica's birthday. How great would that be if she was my wife and that was the day she finally took interest in me? Yeah, it's April the 1st, and there's a lot of things associated with April the 1st. Obviously, April Fool's Day. But in the calendar of events, there's Have Fun at Work Day and Have Fun Day and Do Something Fun Day. Just there's a whole bunch of things that kind of focus on fun. So on April the 1st, do something fun. Yeah, pull a prank on the entire office. Those are always fun. The thing is, because it's April the 1st, people assume that they're going to be pranked. But then again, we work with a lot of people who are not motivated to do anything entertaining, right? They come to work and they do their job, and then they go home. They're just miserable their entire existence. No, have fun at work. You're going to be there for 8 hours. You're going to be there for a third of your day. You might as well have fun while you're doing it. It doesn't have to be April 1st. to celebrate fun at work. That is April 1st. Moving on to, oh, let me look first. Moving on to April the 2nd. April the 2nd is National Peanut Butter Jelly Time, Peanut Butter Jelly Time, Peanut Butter Jelly Time, Peanut Butter Jelly Time. It's Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. So get your chunk on. Curious, you like the chunks? Here's my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. This is me. Lots of peanut butter. Chunky. A little bit of jelly. Just like a very light lubricant of jelly. Not much at all. I don't even care what flavor it is. That's how little I put on my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's the 2nd of April. It's Peanut Butter Jelly Day. Peanut Butter Jelly Day. On the 3rd of April, it's National Burrito Day. Ha ha! Now we can do something here, okay? I got places that make burritos nearby. That's a work day. I'm going to go and experience some burritos. Because, what is in a burrito? I don't know. You know, that's the wonderful thing about Mexican food. It's all the same. It's just delivered to you differently. Like, oh, this one's in a crispy shell, and this one's in a floury wrap. And but it's all the same ingredients, unless you choose chicken, right? You want the meat or chicken, which is a meat. It's all the same ingredients. It's National Burrito Day, the 3rd of April. On the 4th of April, after gouging yourself on burritos, on the 4th of April, it's National Vitamin C Day. I was a sailor. And as a sailor, I had sailors that worked for me. And I made sure they got their vitamin C because it was the only disease they were allowed to have. It didn't matter if they got the COVID, the bird flu, the swine flu. It didn't matter. When they came into the office, it was always scurvy. And the answer for scurvy is always vitamin C. Take your vitamin C to keep the scurvy at bay. And always use scurvy as your excuse when you are sick. I got AIDS. Nope, I got scurvy. Give me some vitamin C. This is a fun one. It's the 5th of April. It's National, not making this up, Love Your Child Day. Not Love Your Child Week, Love Your Child Month, Love Your Child Year. There's a day nationally where we love our child. Now, maybe you're estranged. Maybe this is an excuse to try and mend broken relationships. Maybe on National Love Your Child Day, you can send them a text or make a phone call or FaceTime them and let them know that you love them. On the 5th of April, National Love Your Child Day. And finalmente, it's National Robert Day. I chose to go with National Robert Day because tax day is right around the corner, and tax day is a reminder that it's Robert's birthday. So, and there's a day for Robert that's not his birthday. That's today. No, that's the 6th of April, National Robert Day. Also applies to Robertos. If you're a Roberto, you're gonna have to buy the beers. Remember, on your name day, you buy the beer until it's my name day, and then you buy the beer. Muy inteligente. That has been your National Days of the Week. I don't have a community service note this week. I will have one next week about something going on with the Enola Volunteer Fire Company number 3. We'll be putting that out to you. But I will tell you this. Tonight, Louis C.K. is going to be performing at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. Here's how that went down. We were in Lancaster with Zeus at the veterinarian's office. Comedy Zone puts out a message and says, hey, special guest this Sunday night. And they said, we'll tell you at 4:30 who the special guest is. And then at 5 o'clock, I hit him up. I'm like, where's the special guest? Who's the special guest? I had tossed around some ideas, some possibilities. But then they said who it was, Mr. Louis C.K., actor, comedian, writer, 30 years in the business, very funny man. He's written more jokes for other people than he has for himself. He's very funny. And it's a treat that he's coming to Harrisburg. But we're in relatively close proximity to New York City, so why wouldn't he just pop down? It's a 220-seat room, and he filled it, every seat, in 36 minutes. 36 minutes, he sold out. Now, why do I tell you that? I tell you that to tell you this. Go on Facebook and become a friend of the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. Follow them so that anytime they have a special guest appearance like this, you're in the know. And if it's somebody that you want to see, act quickly. It sells out remarkably fast. So that's your comedy service note for the week. Now we move on to the fan favorite portion of the episode. This week in history, trivia style. 7 questions, all that occurred within the last week. The goal here is to go 7 for 7. And again, just so you know what the prompt is I'm using, so you know I'm not trying to mess with you, okay? Here's the prompt. Write a 7-question trivia quiz with multiple choice answers. The question should not be too difficult and based on historical events that occurred during the week ending on 30 March. Do not include the correct answer with the questions. Provide the answers separately so the host can play along. That's the prompt, and it gives us 7 questions. And here is question number 1. On March 24th, 1989, what oil tanker ran aground in Prince William Sound? That's in Alaska, and it caused a massive oil spill. If you're old enough to remember, you know the answer immediately because, that's all we heard of for the next couple of weeks. So the question is, March 24th, 1989, Prince William Sound, Alaska, what oil tanker ran aground? I will pause for your answers. And to wet my whistle, Mr. Taney pops in without me even providing the multiple choice answers with the Exxon Valdez. Roger pops in with the Valdez. We assume it to be Exxon. And Mother, up there in the tick of talks, is popped in with the Valdez. The correct answer, we all know, is the Exxon Valdez. But here were your options. The Exxon Valdez, the Deepwater Horizon, Prestige, and Amoco Cariz. Those were your possible answers. But I think we're all going 1 for 1 so far. We're doing great. We should probably stop while we're ahead. Question number 2. On March 25th, 1957, the Treaty of Rome was signed, establishing what economic organization? In 1957, they signed the Treaty of Rome. Rome is one of the fun ones for me. I always thought that was funny. We call it Rome in America, but the Romans call it Roma. And that was too hard for us. We couldn't do that. We had to call it Rome when it's actually Roma, and Naples instead of Napoli, because that's too difficult for our stupid Western tongues to pronounce. Now, Firenze, I can agree with Firenze a little bit. The funny thing about Firenze, I saw a bunch of blue hairs getting off a bus one time, and she was really, really angry with the bus driver because they dropped her off in Firenze. We're in some god-awful town named Firenze. It was Florence, where she wanted to go. Again, the question, March 25th, 1957, the Treaty of Rome was signed, establishing what economic organization? Cheney pops in with F Europe and the metric system. Not one of the answers. Was it the EU, the European Union, the European Economic Community, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or the United Nations? Was it the European Union? This is 1957. Was it the European Economic Community, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or the United Nations? Treaty of Rome, March 25th, 1957. I feel like this is a trap. Do you feel like this is also a trap? I can't believe that the EU. All right, Taney's going with the United Nations. I haven't seen any answers from Mother or Roger or Jill or anybody else that's watching. I really feel like I would have known the EU existed. Roger goes in with the ECC, and he used his brain to figure that out. I think that might be it. I think it's too early for the EU. It's not NATO, and it's not UN. I think Roger's correct. I'm going to go along with Roger and say the European Economic Community. That's what I'm going to go with. Next question, on question number 3. On March 26th, 1979, which two countries signed a peace treaty ending 30 years of hostility? This is 1979, and two countries had been going at it for 30 years. They signed, March 26, 1979, they signed a peace deal. Do you know what countries it were before I give you your multiple choice answers? I got a feeling. Ooh. I got a feeling I might know who it is. Let's see what your options are. Is it, again, 1979, is it Israel and Egypt, India and Pakistan, North Korea and South Korea, or Iran and Iraq? James pops in, and I encourage you to do that. The 100 Days War is not 30 years, number one. Israel and Iran is not one of the possible answers, but I appreciate you jumping in with an answer before the multiple choices. We don't count that against you. Again, your options are Israel and Egypt, India and Pakistan, North and South Korea, or Iran and Iraq. You know, the South Korea, they don't call it South Korea either. It's the Republic of Korea. We call it South Korea because Republic of Korea is too hard for us. I believe I can see Billy Carter, Menachem Begin, and the Israel dude. I think I could see all three of them in 1979 sitting at a table. Yeah. He dies. Anwar Sadat ends up getting murdered because of this peace deal. At his own parade. He was the president of Egypt, and he was having a parade, and they were marching in front of him to show him what a cool parade it was, and then they jumped out of their trucks and killed him. I'm going with Egypt and Israel. That's my answer. Roger's going with Egypt and Israel. He's a very smart man. I agree with him. Question number 4. On March 27th, 1998, the Food and Drug Administration approved what drug for the treatment of male impotence? Don't let the shirt don't let the shirt fool you. I think we all know it's the little blue pill. And why is it a little blue pill? I don't know. I don't know why they chose blue. But we all know it as the little blue pill. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Cialis, Levitra, Viagra, or Stendra? What's a little blue pill you could eat with your... Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Roger's going with Viagra. I think we all know it's Viagra. I don't think there's going to be anybody guessing wrong on this one unless they're doing it on purpose to tank themselves. Question number 5. On March 28, 1979, a partial meltdown occurred at what U.S. nuclear power plant? James finally pops in with his answer, Viagra. Roger's got Viagra. Looking up top, not seeing any answers from Mother. Knocking down here, not seeing any answers from Jill. They just want to watch. Weird. They don't want to play along. They just want to watch. Or they're playing amongst themselves, which we encourage. March 28th, 1979 was the first time we heard Was it the China syndrome? Yes, Mr. Taney pops in with too much information with old TMI, which, for those of you who don't know, is right over there, right around the corner. It's a beautiful facility, and they are restarting it again to power our robot overlords. Yes, the answer is 3 Mile Island. I agree. The options that you had were 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl, Fukushima, or a Hanford site. Hanford site sounds very suspicious. Roger pops in with 3 Mile Island. I think we are all correct, 3 Mile Island. So far, I think the only question that's going to give us trouble is question number 2. Question number 6. On March 29th, 1974, the Terracotta Army was discovered in what country? There's still, is that the new tag, play with yourself? We encourage it. Where is the Terracotta Army? They are still there. They're still active, the Terracotta Army. Where are they? They were discovered on March 29th, 1974. But where are they? If you know, you know. Cheney pops in with Tina. Yes, I think we all know, out of your choices, which were Japan, China, South Korea, or Vietnam, that the answer was, is, and will always be China. And finally, question number 7. On March 30th, 1981, what U.S. president survived an assassination attempt in Washington, D.C.? Roger went with a flag. Nice. Yes, the China flag. March 30th, 1981, they took a shot at him. It was the President of the United States. If you know who the President of the United States was on March 30th, 1981, you know the answer to this question. Now, the question is, I'm not giving you that. It's too easy. It's too easy. I'm going to ask you, with no multiple choice options, I'm going to ask you, who shot him? See if you can go 7 for 7 now. And I don't remember. I am digging through my databases right now, trying to remember his name. So don't give your answer until I tell you to. Hold off on your answer. We all know it was Reagan that got shot. He did it. He did it to win favor with Jodie Foster. I think he's been recently released. He's got a couple of books and some albums. What was his name? Oh, I put a hurdle in front of myself, and then I stumbled on the hurdle. Mark David Chapman, we know, was Lenin's shooter. They got to have 3 names in them, right? They got to have 3-word names for them to be a presidential assassin. Don't know the name of the kid that shot Trump. Don't know his name. I know they keep using a picture. I intentionally got my eyes closed because I know one of you is going to put the answer out there, and I don't want to see the answer unless I could pull it up. It is... This is quality entertainment. I should put on some shades so it looks like I'm blind instead of just la 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 la. Hinckley. His name is Hinckley. What is his other names? I don't remember, but Hinckley gives me credit. So now you can answer. Sirhan, he says, I can't think of it either. Clint Eastwood made a movie about it. John Hinckley Jr. Yes. Yeah. Stacy came up with it. All right. Well, that's us. Hinckley Jr. Roger pops in. Okay. Let's see how we did. Question number 1. John Hinckley Jr. Yes. Yes. John Hinckley Jr. Yes. Question number 1 was the Exxon Valdez. Question number 2, European Economic Community. If you guessed that, There's a good chance that you went 7 for 7 this week. James went 6 for 7. Loser. Israel and Egypt was the correct answer. Viagra was the correct answer. 3 Mile Island, colloquially known as TMI, around these parts. China, and yes, it was Ronald Reagan, and it was John Hinckley Jr. So if you went 7 for 7 this week, good on you. He also shot Brady, I believe. Yes, he did shoot James Brady, who was Reagan's press secretary. One of my favorite things about Ronnie's shooting or Reagan shooting was number one. The wife asked him what happened, and he said, "I should have ducked." I thought he was a very funny guy. And then the other thing is when they take him into surgery, he asked all the attendees, "I hope you're all Republicans." And they said, "Mr. President, today we're all Republicans." I said, yeah, little things. The book, I don't know if he's made a book about it yet, but I think he did make a book about it. If he did, I'm going to reread it. Killing Reagan, one of the Bill O'Reilly books. Bill O'Reilly makes a series of books called The Killings, and I didn't choose the questions, Roger, and I agree they were a little too easy. We'll make it a little bit more difficult next week. Well, that last one was a stumper. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, as always, for piping in, and let's have it a good time, starting our Sunday off right. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you could be. And if you're a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Bruce sends her love.